Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is time for revealing my ballot for Choose Your Legends 9 and Fire Emblem Heroes. If you were on Twitter or even Blue Sky, I think I shared it on Blue Sky too. You may already know these. Or if you remember. I'm fairly confident I talked about this with members. But if you're not glued in, and also I don't think I shared my last vote, so this may be a surprise for everyone. Exciting. We're gonna go over who I voted for on what days and talk about why, for the most part. Because just cause. I will say I did let the interim report skew me a bit. There are some on here, and I'll talk about it at the end, who maybe I didn't vote for, that I historically have voted for in the past. So let's start. Let's just start. By the way, the well, spoilers. Thor is who I voted for on the first day. Mainly, okay. So I was in my members Discord, and I was on call, and I was working on some other stuff when this dropped. And I heard that Thor had not done so hot last couple years. To which I said, Thor's the GOAT. Are you kidding me? I'm going to vote for her right now. and then I did. Thor, I think Thor is still like my go-to heroes character in general. I think she's dope. And I mean, there's Eikthenir and there's Golvig, who I also really like a lot. But when Thor showed up for the first time, I was like, yo, that's sick. And she really she wants us to succeed. She just wants to pummel us in the process or something. I don't know. But I was excited to see that she was actually like back in the story for book 9, which is cool. I like that a lot. So I threw a vote to Thor, knowing full well that it probably wouldn't help in any capacity. But I will be excited if she's like top 50. That'd be cool if she was like top 50. Second up, my man, Captain Muscles over here, Eikthenir. Right, said that correctly. I said I would learn his name, and by God, I did it. Promises made, promises kept. So Eikthenir is my day 2 vote, and I think he's cool, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm bold, baby. He probably my favorite male heroes character, which I understand that the pool is not incredibly large for that. But prior to him, it was Alphonse, who has already won. So I was like, okay, bet. We threw him in there. If I get ripped enough, I will cosplay as him at some point. I will not be shaving my beard. Be perfectly clear about that. But Eikthenir was, I think, the first time we got like a big muscly dude in the game. And look, I don't think fan service hurts anybody. Okay. And I think all my gays and ladies should be able to have a little fan service. Okay. And so, yeah, give us big muscly men. Sure. Do it. Do it, cowards. Spread the love. So, that's, I think Eikthenir is cool. I think we finally got Jim, bro, and that's tight. And that's exciting. And I was really glad that he was the free unit for winter. Although I guess now knowing that he's like a deer and like reindeer, it was always going to be kind of obvious, wasn't it? Yeah. Speaking of obvious picks, by now we had seen the interim results of the day one polling, and I was like, you know what? This is my last free pick. My last free pick. I'm gonna just give it to Rhea because, you know, if I don't vote for Rhea, who am I as a person at this point? I'd have like a serious identity crisis. You know what I mean? And so if I have to vote for one dragon, because I don't think there were any dragons available outside of, was Maelcorin in there? He might have been. I don't remember at this point. But none of my dragon monarchs were present, which made me sad. So I voted for Rhea. I'm still with Rhea gang forever and always. Maybe next year. We're going to get a new title in 2025 on the Switch 2, more than likely. The Outrealm will be covering it. YouTube.com/@theOutrealm. But you know, I don't think Rhea is ever going to place very high. I am happy when she gets an ult or something. Last year was a little slight dry spell, but we got Lumeras and Anagi. So how much can I complain, really? Not much. But you know, Rhea deserves some love. Also, let's throw Sharena Lee some more work. You know what I mean? She's a national treasure. Okay. This is where my influence started with the interim results. All right. Maiko. Now, I did talk about Tokyo Mirage Sessions in my Choose Your Legends preview video about how you could influence Choose Your Legends by way of development complications, like side titles like TMS and having them get licensing rights to the characters and stuff again, or insane power creep, like voting for Leon because it would technically be a Fomortis alt, but it turns out that Fomortis was actually votable. So just vote for Fomortis. Crazy. That said, I went Maiko because she's not like main cast. She does have a dope alt outfit, and I think the DLC from the Wii U version, which I own, by the way, DLC included. But she doesn't like have a she doesn't have a Mirage necessarily behind her, which makes her special in my opinion. Also, she's very boozy, which I can appreciate. I get stressed out office jobs, you know what I mean? So I went Maiko. I think she's cool. And if I'm gonna vote for a TMS character, it's gonna be Maiko. And I'll probably continue voting for Maiko in the future too. Just full disclosure. Next up, Stefan. Yes. Stefan. He is number one. I don't know why people were voting for his Path of Radiance alt, but when I saw that he was in the top 5 for Path of Radiance, I was like, yo, okay. I much more prefer the Radiant Dawn outfit, which I think is mostly true for the majority of the cast between the two. But I went with Path of Radiance, Stefan, here, out of solidarity alone. Okay. And, you know, I hope that he does well. I know the votes get combined, but Path of Radiance was winning. And so I was like, okay, sure. Yes, let's do that. Okay. Stefan, I think he's such an easily missable character. I don't really want to talk about his lineage too much, because I don't want to spoil anybody's playthroughs of Path of Radiance that might watch this video. Or Radiant Dawn, for that matter. It might also spoil some Radiant Dawn stuff. So I'll just leave it at he's cool. I was sad he wasn't on the Desert Banner. I'm happy he's in a top 5 of one of the games, and I hope he eventually makes it in. He's not going to win, but being in the top 5 of a title category, I think at least makes the development team take notice of that. And hopefully he stays in there by the end of the results. Because it'd be really cool to get him in the game. And then once he's in Fae, maybe I can talk about how cool he is on a particular level without spoiling anything, because they already kind of ruined it, similar to what they did with Zelgius. Not that he has any ties to Zelgius at all, just to be clear, because he doesn't really. So, just, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking before I accidentally give something away. Baldur! Yes. I chose Baldur. In fairness, I knew what my last 4 votes were going to be, but I had 5 candidates for it. Okay. Maiko was going to be my TMS pick, because I typically try and pick something from TMS. Stefan was going to be my Tellus pick, even though Titania would have been also a really good pick. So spoilers, it's not Titania either. And then Baldur was like my chaos pick. It was kind of between her and Fomortis, and I honestly don't think Fomortis needs any help. I think Fomortis is genuinely going to sweep. Straight up. He's bruh. Which is great, honestly, because it'll be like 8 months since his winter alt came out, which means it'll be power crept a little bit. So just in time to refresh armor meta nonsense, like we'll have probably armored Fomortis in Brave version in August. So yay. Take that how you will. I went with Baldur. Straight up, it was just a chaos pick. It was a chaos pick. I saw that the VA, actually Baldur and Goldfig's VAs were both campaigning for Baldur together. And that's kind of when I was like, yeah, okay. Let it rain. Let chaos let chaos happen. Why not? So I did end up voting 3 times for heroes characters, and normally I reserve a spot for 1. But honestly, I had a hard time choosing between Thor and Eikthenir now. And with Alphonse gone, I think, you know, what am I going to do? Vote for Sharena? What? That's crazy. Anyways, that was for a specific person. You know who you are. It's nothing but love. Okay. All right. Final pick. But KCB, you said Stefan was your pick for Tellus. Yeah. I double picked Tellus. Hello? Are you new here? If so, you should subscribe. And maybe like the video. Thank you. Of course I'm picking Alencia. Show me an Alencia alt or version or cipher card or anything anywhere where she has bad art. Oh, what's that? You couldn't find anything? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's the goated pick because you like art is 90% of the end game at this point. What are you gonna do? Chase down meta skills? Duh. So ultimately, I went with Valencia because I feel like that is the one surefire way to get absolute banger art. Because she never misses. Also, she's dope. So, she was also doing well, which made me happy. That is basically where I am at with my votes. Now, if you want to help decide who's going to win Choose Your Legend, or rather, tell us who's going to win Choose Your Legends, I do have a community post over here. I will link you in the video, pinned comment as well as description. Probably check that out. You guys have done an insanely accurate job by just giving me your ballots. Every year, like the past 2 years, I think, if not 3. Last year, you guys, okay, the people on Reddit were like, who is this KCB guy who's been making videos since 2019 on Fire Emblem Heroes? Who? They were mad. And they were even more mad when I said, yeah, Alphonse is going to win. They're like, what? And then he won. And in fact, you guys picked the top 3 winners. And the 4th place winner, you guys picked 5th by 6 votes. Now, I'm not going to do the math on that, but I'm going to say that's less than 1% margin of error. Okay? That wouldn't even trigger a recount in a national election. Wait, is that true? I don't know. I'm not trying to spread misinformation. I don't know the law on that. Anyway, the point is, you guys have been insanely accurate. So if you wouldn't mind going and submitting your form, I need a screenshot of your ballot so I can verify it. I'm doing that now. This is an ongoing process so that I can get the video up on Friday before the Inevitable Fate channel hit in early February. And then, I just enter your daily vote. If you didn't vote, there's an option for that. And I've added a gender indicator to kind of more easily figure out different breakdowns of like how many people vote in one side of the bracket versus the other and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to have stuff be kind of more interesting this year. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue working on Favy's Book 8 awards that'll launch in February at this point because I still have things to get to people. I didn't have water for a week, okay? And I've been dealing with lawyer stuff, so it's not my fault. I'm busy. I got a lot going on. It's not my fault that anniversary's in February. Should have been in November. That's when the time for anniversaries are. Gotcha games. Take note. That's it. I'm out. Thank you. Let me know who you voted for here. You can put it in the comments too, but it really mostly matters here. So, thank you.